Morning, Dion.
Morning, Aziza. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. Good, thanks.
So we've got a very excited Cape Town bunch, all looking forward to Fortis and Loan Operator making an appearance down here after what I believe is many years of begging and pleading from our side.
Yes, and I think the way, or the main reason why everybody's so excited is because I'm not going to come down. So that makes it all the worthwhile. Everybody's happy about
Don't sell yourself short.
it.
So I'm going to jump right into it. Got a couple of questions for you because our client base has been asking us, and I mean, obviously, you guys have made quite a name for yourself all over the country, but there are still some people who don't quite understand the concept. Could you briefly explain to us how the loan operator concept was born?
Can explain it. I'm not sure
Briefly.
about briefly. I can try for briefly. Let me try for briefly. Okay. Um, Basically, in 2017, I was sitting in Brisbane, actually, of all places, and I was looking at training from a different viewpoint because we've always been training farmers. That was our focus. Up to then, we were training farmers, and the training happened on farms, and we didn't really market that because nobody knew about us, and it was not really a thing that I wanted to market. So I looked at training, and I obviously spoke to a couple of people in over the time, and I realized that the one need that the people do have is continuous training. Now, coming from an extensive martial arts background, having run a lots of martial arts clubs and trained groups and so on and so forth, I I just looked at the martial arts industry where you would be joining a club, paying a monthly fee, and then progressing through belt levels to get to a specific whatever black belt level. And I thought, well, if I could present a training program like that where people could come back monthly, keep them accountable, but build it up to from point one to a point, and that's where the whole concept was born of. Okay. The name loan operator was just simply because for me it was you are fighting this fight alone because when the brown stuff hits the fan, you're going to be on your own. So you're going to be alone, and then you're going to have to operate like an operator because you'll be fighting six, seven, eight, hopefully not more people, but you'll have to operate. You'll have to be fighting for your life. So that's how the name came about, loan operator. I think it was misunderstood in the beginning. People thought we were trying to replicate being soldiers and all kinds of stuff, and it's really not that. I mean, it's become such a welcoming, opening community, such a non-threatening space and environment for people to train in, that the community has just gone haywire. It's just so big now. So I think that's the whole story behind the story in a nutshell.
Yeah, I've seen online, as you say, there's still some individuals who think you're training some kind of militia or going bonkers. And I must say, the responses are all very well formulated, and even your followers are very welcoming and explaining the concept rather than getting into your usual keyboard warrior arguments about stuff. So that's actually leads me into my next question, which was who may join the course, as in loan operator? Who is invited to join this course?
The only qualifying criteria is that you must be a licensed firearm owner. Okay. It doesn't make sense to teach somebody who doesn't own a firearm. We do make some exceptions up here in Gauteng for people who have applied for their licenses and are still waiting, and they are towards the end of the waiting period. So he knows he'll get his license in the next 2 or 3 months. We can use one of our school guns for that person during module 1 or 2, but we don't have that facility in KZN or Cape Town. So the main criteria is be a licensed firearms owner. And then male, female, doesn't matter who, anybody is welcome. As long as you've got a willingness to learn, that's it.
Great, because yes, my next question was going to be whether ladies are encouraged to join, whether they're welcome. And I try really hard not to assume that we're the same. Men and women in this industry are the same, but also different.
Yeah.
Rian and I had that chat in my interview with him. So I'm sure you know what I'm getting at is in some of the courses, potentially someone who hasn't been exposed to certain training might take a bit of strain. So what you're saying is that if you own a gun and you are proficient, you are welcome, and the rest will be taught to you.
Yes.
Am I understanding correctly?
Exactly. If I may, with apologies to all females, if I may, I want to class them into three categories. Okay. The first one being ladies that want to shoot, they don't have firearms, they are looking at this, they're trying to get interested in this. They would hopefully not get advice from their husbands. And with apology to all the men out there as well, because the advice would be to buy yourself a 3A special. But they would still be keen. They would want to join, and they don't own firearms. For them, we have a separate course. We have a course called Ladies Intro to Firearms. That's where you can come aboard. We've got female instructors. We've got our own school firearms, which you can use. And the idea being to make you understand firearms. So that's very basic. It's where you learn to understand firearms. Plus, we give you the option of shooting 3 or 4 or 5 different pistols, different models, and you can then make an informed decision in buying your own firearm. We can lead you through that process. The second part is ladies that have been shooting a while now, but are not keen on working together with the men. All right?
Yeah.
Because you do get ladies who prefer not to be on the range with me. It is what it is. Okay? They would like to stick to a female group. For that, currently, we don't have a program running. We do have the Lone Operator La Femme group, which we run from time to time, which is only ladies. And then lastly, we've got ladies who they don't mind, they jump into this world and they shoot and they go mad. And they are welcome to join into the Lone Operator course. What we find, though, very interesting, is that the ladies who jump into the Lone Operator course in the mixed groups usually outperform the men. Okay? They shoot better, they run as hard and fast, they do everything the men do and better. And I think for the simple
because women
reason,
listen.
That's it. That's the simple reason. That's the only reason. Women actually listen. They stand there and they think, okay, well, this person can teach me something. Whereas men, the moment we stick out that gun, we're like, am I looking cool enough? Who's looking at me?
There's a tiny bit of ego. There's just a tiny bit of ego, which is only natural, right?
A little bit. And we can't help that. So, yes, I think we have space for all lady shooters in this community. And right. Yes, we welcome them because the way they perform is just amazing. Amazing.
Yes, from personal experience as well, I find that, we just ran an event for the ladies down here in the Cape, and they embraced everything. They embraced really horrible Cape Town weather, rain, wind, crowds. It was amazing to witness where one of the clubs that was running a shoot at the same time canceled their shoot. They'd only just started and the weather got a little iffy and they stopped shooting. And these women, 95 ladies, carried on. They were not perturbed, which was awesome. In terms of fitness, how fit do you need to be to take part in the Lone Operator? Do you gradually build up your fitness with the course, or do you need to arrive at a certain level?
This is an interesting thing, and it's something that we struggle to market right. Okay, our marketing around that is a bit iffy because we don't get the message across. if you look at self-defense, it will consist of three elements. It will consist of my skills and ability to run the weapon platform, whatever it is. It will consist of my mindset. And then I need to be functionally fit to an extent. I need to be able to be in a fight, go down on my knee, run around my car, whatever, from stuff like that to running away for 5 kilometers. Okay. And the fitness level will depend on the functionality that I'm going to apply. Now, throughout the Lone Operator program, we go into shooting positions. We obviously put you under a lot of stress situations where we put stress on you, chase you up and down, to get your heartbeat up, and so on and so forth. So when you get to the course, we're basically saying that you need to be able to pass a basic army fitness test. That's being able to do a couple of push-ups, being able to maybe do one pull-up. If you can't do one pull-up, that's fine, because not everybody can. Do some sit-ups and be able to jog for about 2.4 kilometers. So there's no time restraint on that. There's no whatever on that. It's just a question of, are you medically fit to move? But then the reality also sets in on this, because let's say I'm starting off with let's forget Lone Operator. In life, I get a knee operation, and now I'm on crutches and I've got a knee brace. Crime doesn't stop. I still have to defend myself, even though I'm going through that period. So how fit can I be during that period, and do I have to be during that period to still be able to defend myself accordingly? So the fitness part on Lone Operator is more about the mindset on fitness to get people going. So when you start off on day one, we'll do a fitness test. We'll do push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, shuttle runs, and a 2.4 kilometer run. And we'll get a baseline. So some people run that 2.4 kilometer, they'll run half of it and they'll walk the rest, and they'll do it in 25 minutes. Okay. And the idea being to show them, okay, this is where you are. What are you going to do to your fitness to improve this over the next 12 months? Not for us, not because we're going to disqualify you, but so that you can fight better should you be in a fight. Because fitness will make you think clearer, it will make you bleed out slower, it will make you act faster, etc., etc. It's all got all these benefits. But people tend to think about fitness as something where you have to build muscles and stuff like that. And our whole fitness program, as you can see behind me, there it is. We've got BattleFit.
I was going to ask you.
We've extracted the whole fitness concept from the Lone Operator because it's so scientific, and actually made it a program on its own. So BattleFit, allow me to say that, is that you can run it. It's a monthly program. You pay a monthly fee. You get your weekly training delivered, and it's all focused on zone 2 training. It's about staying in the fight with an acceptable heart rate. So if I can explain that, if I walk around the door at night, somebody's in my house and I see this baddie there, my heart rate spikes up to 190. I've got seconds to bring that heart rate down to an acceptable heart rate. Otherwise, what happens with my gun? It starts doing this. Okay, I can't afford that. I need to be clear sight, pictures, everything, gun on sight, and I need to be able to pull the trigger and hit the target. Otherwise, I'm going to shoot all over the show. And that's what BattleFit is about. It's about lowering the heart rate into a zone 2, staying functional while getting shots on target. That's the whole core of BattleFit. But we've just developed this whole program. And obviously, with the people joining it, you're sitting with competitive people, and they said, how do we test this? So I said, okay, that's easy. We hold BattleFit games throughout the years. Then you can come and test it, and we'll give you a medal if you win. So
BattleFit, from what I'm understanding, is you get delivered your program and you do the program on your own. Yes. And then you compete in the set competition. That's very cool.
Yes.
I didn't know that was the concept. It's something that's very important to us here, because we always maintain that fitness the way you describe it, goes hand in hand with gun ownership. It doesn't help that you do a fighting in and around a vehicle course, but you can't climb through a window. Or, exactly right. Like you say, run the 5 kilometers to get away. Yeah. And often people have to attend these courses to understand why it is important, or how to get there. Exactly. So when is the next BattleFit in Cape Town?
We haven't had one in Cape Town yet. We'll obviously, you and me will have to plan one for early next year to do that, because I think we've got to nail down. Next Battlefit is in Gauteng on the 30th of November, if I'm not mistaken. And
Okay.
then we must plan one for Cape Town soon, because yes, we really haven't had the means to service Cape Town the way that we actually want to. We've had groups running there, but we were lacking the, let me call it, the logistical ability to reach out. And I think, by joining up with you guys, CHS Guns, with Volt from Wild Medics, and so on and so forth, and obviously now having instructors down in Cape Town of our own, assistant guys who can assist us, and flying down our own instructors, we can now make sure that our reach gets there, so we can actually start getting Battlefit down there to the people and so. Now, once again, just on
That'd be
that
very
one,
exciting.
if you're on a loan operator, you don't need to be on Battlefit. It's not a requirement. It's not a requisite.
Okay.
The fitness is handled in loan operator. But Battlefit has
Okay.
become a whole standalone online training program, which we've obviously been marketing overseas. We are finalizing the app. In the next month, the app will be up and running, and then you will have a personalized app that will deliver your program, and so on and so forth. So it's a very exciting project. Um, and the aim is to obviously launch that thing overseas as well. That's our whole. That's why I'm dabbling in overseas stuff. It's all about that.
Very
So,
exciting.
but the idea on Battlefit is to be scientifically involved in the fitness part, is to delve into that very deep and to get people to understand it. And then the events actually show the guys. It's amazing, the results. I'm busy with a case study, which I will publish in 2 months, 6 weeks, 2 months time. I've got a test group of people that we've been running, so we'll publish the case study to show what happened with the Battlefit concept, and how people can now stay in that zone, get their heart rates to there, and just function there and get their shots on target. Like the Battlefield, sorry, I'm chatting away, but the Battlefield competition, the
No,
games,
go for it. Go for it.
the guy who wins there usually is the guy who gets most shots on target, not the guy who's the fittest. It's amazing. Now, if you've got fitness and the ability to control your heart rate, there's it. There's your recipe for a win. That's it.
Yep. I hear you. I've seen it play out in all sorts of shooting related competitions, and sometimes you just need to slow it down a little and get control of your heart rate to be able to get the target. It doesn't help you running like Speedy Gonzalez across the range, and then by the time you get there, you're out of breath and you're not hitting anything.
Excellent.
So
Exactly.
it's very fascinating to watch.
Yeah, so I've got. I mean, I'm very excited about Battlefield. I think that's the new. It's just growing and going, and the guy who's in charge, Duan Salia, who's actually doing the programming for everything. He's a guy who runs 100-kilometer races, and that just for fun. He's just he's.
Yeah, that's
I always
special.
tell him he's crazy. He's a very special man, but I love him to bits. He's very good. So good
No,
info.
that's long. That's a lot. That's intense.
Yeah, no.
So we've discussed the concept and the I don't want to call them splinter courses, but courses that are also built around the concept of loan operator and all of that. But the loan operator course itself, some of the questions we're getting on our side are sort of the nitty-gritties, as in equipment. Do you need to have extensive equipment and gear available from the get-go? Or is there, I know you listed some basics on the group, but maybe we can just discuss the absolute basics that someone needs to get started, because I don't believe that you need to have everything under the sun in terms of equipment. You can have the basics and get going.
I think in a way some of our photos are misleading, because you see guys with vests and stuff and looking all gung-ho. But if you start the course, you need obviously your PPE, your eyes and your ear protection. You need obviously your firearm with a proper holster. Now, what is a proper holster? Proper holster is I think you actually discussed this on your video with Rian as well. You were talking about holsters, if I'm not mistaken. but a proper holster, which is not, it shouldn't be Kydex or Plion or Kydex or stuff like neoprene, but rather Kydex, So a proper holster that actually retains your firearm. Why? Because you will be moving up and down, and we don't have that firearm to
No,
drop
man,
out of
there's
the box.
nothing like an old leather holster. I call them a
Ah,
lappy. If just
okay,
the lappy is fine, right?
that's fine. We can do that. Look, there are proper leather holsters. Hey, let's not beat around the bush. There are proper leather holsters being made. But I personally, why? Because we roll around on the range, and a leather holster will get a serious beating on lone operator. I'm telling you that. Our Kydex holsters get a serious beating on lone operator. So a proper holster that retains your firearm. I would say 3 mags in total. 3 mags for your firearm. We only
Which is a
do
good
handgun.
average for everybody to have anyway, right? I mean,
You
less
would
than three
be,
mags is
you would think so. You would think so. However, it is not true. That's what we find. It is not true that so many people come there and they only have 1 mag or the 2 mags that they got. Yeah, yes, 1 mag. Whereas you should actually have two because the gun that you buy usually comes with two. Okay. But we get so many people who only have 1 mag. It is what it is. So we would like to just school and teach them and lead them along the way. So why 3 mags? Because we will do mag changes and we will do, sort of stressful stuff where we're going to need to use other mags. Um, a mag retention holder of some sort, a mag holster, properly, or once again, a proper thing that actually retains your mags. Um, and a sturdy belt. Now, sturdy belt is a bit wide, but I don't want to call brands, but I mean something that actually retains your gun. We get people who get to the range, then they don't have belts. They're not wearing belts. They don't have. I've got my gun and I'm not, and that's it.
to add
So
add away belts.
so we keep spare belts. We keep spare belts just for that case. But then we ask the people to nicely after the module one to please go and buy a belt, right? Because you need a belt. It is what it is. Then the course, I think knee pads. Knee pads will be a good investment to make. Um,
Yeah.
it's not realistic, but it's no use messing up your knees during training. So rather, protect your knees, put on your knee pads, and while you go through all the kneeling and up and downs, wear your knee pads. Some guys prefer gloves. I've got nothing against gloves but the only thing I have against gloves is if you train with gloves, then you get used to the trigger feel and everything with the glove. So that to me is unrealistic. So I would prefer personally, I mean, as I say, some people do train with gloves. Personally, I say no gloves. So your hands will maybe get a beating if you stick you go down and you push down on the ground and so on. But
There's nothing wrong with a callus or two. Nothing wrong with a callus or two.
that's just part of the game. And then obviously your range clothes. Clothing is just proper range shoes, preferably something with sleeves. I've had ladies coming up to the range with spaghetti tops, and then they get burnt like marshmallows at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Something closed with maybe a collar, sunscreen, and a hat of sorts, so you can keep the sun out of the eyes. That would also be a good thing. And that's it. That's how you start. The course is focused on EDC, everyday carry, how you
Yeah.
carry your firearm every day. You won't believe that there's a lot of people that don't know what EDC stands for. In any case, it's for carrying every day. So how you carry your firearm every day. So if you are in the security industry and you do carry a fire rig or something, then we allow you to do the course like that. But if you're a normal civilian and you carry appendix, you carry 3 o'clock or wherever you carry, then you carry like that on the range. We want you to carry like that. Why? Because we need to train realistically. It's
Yeah.
about self-defense. It's about getting the gun out from where you actually carry it. And that's it. And that's it. That's the kit that you need. Nothing more, nothing less.
That is great. I see some of the gents are ordering outside waistband and inside waistband options. Do you swap out sometimes, or is that just them trying to figure out where they want to be at?
Yeah, we don't swap out, but the problem with lone operator is once you go down this rabbit hole, it becomes a big rabbit hole because now You start sharing the range with other shooters, and you start looking at their equipment and what do they have, and suddenly people, oh, but I also now want a shotgun, and I also want this, and I also want that, which leads. Our whole thing is, as long as we teach people correctly, you know, um, I'm not prone to any specific, say, flashlight type. I would rather teach you to use the flashlight correctly and look for what features there are on the flashlight than say use A or B or C or D. Um, because I think there are more than one answer to this whole question. And that's what we get. We get people who will come there with, he'll swap holsters throughout the day. Halfway through the day, he'll go inside the waistband and try and test that. And we allow that. We really allow that because it's important for us to understand that you get comfortable with that gun and it must work for you.
Yep. And also, I like the idea that people are training with what they have, because at the end of the day, where do you draw the line? If your budget is set at a certain budget and that's the equipment you can afford,
Yes.
then use that and train with that. I mean, back in the day, the Tannie with the snubby did just fine. That's what she had. That was what was available to her, and that's what she trained with. So,
We even allow that. We've had snubbies on our course. We've had, and people come and we say, no, bring the gun, let's shoot it. We've had old 7.65 Brownings and stuff there, the baby Brownings and stuff. Bring it, let's shoot it. We would rather let you shoot it and then guide you through a process of getting, let me say, a better firearm or better equipment or something more suitable to your needs than tell you, no, that's nonsense. You need to get this before you can come do the course.
yeah.
Just on bulletproofs, for instance, you get guys who they already own bulletproofs. And then they ask us, can we come and wear them at training? Yes, do that. Bring your bulletproof, wear it at training.
You've got it. So learn how to use it.
Yes, because you will quickly see that all that stuff that's hanging from it, you're going to start ripping off halfway through the day and start chucking and wish you never put on all those nice light sticks and sabers and swords and stuff and everything that people have on their bulletproof vests, and just keep it for the bare minimum. Maybe put your TQ on it, maybe put some extra mags on it, and that's it. I get people who run plate carriers with AR mag pouches, but they don't own ARs, and it's like, why would you do that? Oh, but it comes with the vest. So yes, I know it looks cool. It looks like a Navy SEAL, but then rather put 9mm pouches on it because you're not going to use it.
Yes.
So it's just stuff like that. And we just love guiding people through that with experience and tell them, well, this is how we see it. And what's nice, we get the spice of life there. You've got all kinds of plate carriers, all kinds of this and all kinds of that. And we allow it. We want people to be, it's your kit, it's your money. Be comfortable with it. Be efficient with it. That to me is very important.
Because where do you find the opportunity in normal day-to-day life to act? We all say we're going to practice and we're going to train, but you don't. It's like committing to a gym membership or committing to a training partner or something like that. If you rely, most of us, if you have to get yourself out of bed in the morning to motivate only you, it's a whole lot harder than committing, say, to the lone operator course, and you've got your set time to train with the equipment you have and actually get to use it, and have the advantage of being able to pitch up with your plate carrier that you've already got and go, show me how to kit this out, show me what to put on here, because we don't even get the opportunity to have that lengthy discussion with people in the shop all the time. People come in and out, they order what they need or what they think they need, but we don't always have the chance to sit down and run through the whole concept with someone. So when emergency does hit, you at least have an understanding. And we saw that when everything went south in Durban. And I've spoken to so many people subsequently, and they've all said they had all the gear and they ended up using not even half of it because they didn't actually need it. So at that point, it was more their training that kicked in and trying to navigate an emergency than having the plate carrier with all of the stuff.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. And that's why, once again, and I'm saying it on this video, and I hope it gets a massive reach, what I'm saying now. I prefer to work together with guys like yourself instead of the bigger gun shops. I mean, love them to bits, they're fine. But the problem is, once you deal with a salesman behind the counter who doesn't have practical experience with the kit that he's selling, then you get bad advice. You get bad advice. That's why I walked into a gun shop many years ago, I'm not going to name the name. I see myself as an expert on night vision. We've been using night vision for many years on our farm services. So I see myself as sort of an expert on night vision. I
You
know
see, I'm smiling, right?
I know the equipment. All right. I walk into the shop and this guy says to me, have you seen this nice piece of equipment? I'm looking at it, and it was at that stage 4,500 rand for a unit. And I'm asking, what generation is this? And he says to me, this is Gen 4. And I said to him, what? Wow. How many units do you have? He says, we have about 100. I said to him, I'll take them all. So the guy's eyes grow. He goes and he calls his manager and he says, and the manager comes out and says, I believe you want all our night vision. I say, yes, because if you sell Gen 4 at 4,500 rand a unit, then I want them all and all, because you are lying. All right. Just because of that, you're lying. And that's what gets me. I love that people get correct advice. I mean, we all know, we both know that the second price in this game, there is no second price. You're going to lie bleeding out on the street. And if we don't advise customers and clients accordingly and correctly, then we are not doing our jobs. We are messing it up. So yes, kudos to you as well, because I love the way that you guys also do it.
Thank you, Dion. I appreciate that. We a very big, we might not be massive, but a big part of our business model is to be honest and sell the right stuff. And if we do not know the answer to something, we will admit that we do not know, and we will go and research it for you.
Yes.
And that, I think, is sometimes humbling, because you do eventually stand behind the counter and someone's talking about a subject you know nothing about. And I will say it takes a lot to say, I do not know.
Yeah.
I will find out for you. So we will always continue to stick to that concept, and also offer what we use. I mean, people don't often realize that a lot of the stuff in our shop, in fact, most of it, is gear that has been tested by us. So we have gone through all of the pitfalls on certain items to be able to explain to you how the stuff works, or why it does work and why it doesn't work, or why it works for me or why it might not work for the next person. I mean, if I had to show someone my drawer of holsters, yeah, I mean, I have a very specific passion when it comes to the ladies, because like I said at the beginning, we are different. We dress differently. We have sometimes different things we go through during the day, with or without kids, or environments that we're exposed to. So it takes a lot to explore those avenues and then offer those products and solutions to people. And like I said to you before we started the interview as well, is I've been quite humbled by all of your members who have actually taken our advice on board, and not just come to us assuming that they know everything before they've even started. So it's a testament to the type of individual you're dealing with and the community you've created, is people who are all like-minded and willing to learn, rather than to jump out there and assume that they know everything. So well done to you guys.
I think it's a key point that you make there. Somehow, and I can't pinpoint, I cannot take credit for that, and I don't think we can take credit for that, but somehow we are attracting a like-minded crowd of people. And I think it breeds on its own, you know. So you get, I mean, we've got people on board, students on board that are specialists on various platforms, you know, people that shoot long guns, scope rifles, that shoot the 2 3 mile competitions, and they actually are very good at it. And they would still come and do a course with us. They would still humble themselves enough to come and do a course with us. And that to me is just amazing. It just shows you what kind of people we are dealing with. And I think maybe that's another part or another aspect that the industry in South Africa is left out. We used to think that the audience don't know, but I think the audience knows. I think the audience do their research. The audience, you know, read up, spend time. So when they come to you, they can immediately assess what you are telling the client walking in, he can immediately assess from his knowledge that you are actually guiding him correctly. And I think that's a huge testimonial to what the situation in South Africa is forcing us to do, that people actually take it serious. And I think that's what we have. We're dealing with clients who are serious about this and who are willing to learn and who are willing to grow in this whole process. And that's just amazing. That to me is the whole thing.
Yep. I don't know if you've noticed a shift, but we've definitely noticed a shift with just the general population, where I used to go to a gathering that is unrelated to what I do, and people ask you, what do you do for a living? And I'll admit, sometimes I dodged the subject or said something that kind of might have been a little true, but not entirely, because I just wasn't in the space to deal with yet another person going, okay, great weather we have, let's walk on. And now when you speak to people about what it is we do and what we stand for, 9 out of 10 people go, oh, that's great. Actually, I've just completed my proficiency training. Or
Yes.
where can I go and try this out? Or, you know, I always thought that guns were unnecessary, but now I hike on my own and I've realized that I actually need to be able to defend myself. So that mindset has definitely shifted.
Exactly. Indeed. I love it. I love it. It's great. It's great for us. I love it.
Of course it is. But Dion, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I think that everybody will have a very good idea of what Lone Operator is about. And also your website is incredibly user-friendly. I went on there, I checked it out. The Cape Town tab is great. It shows you exactly where, when, all the details. And the WhatsApp group you've got going is also incredibly informative. So anyone that has questions beyond the video is welcome to go and check out your website, which is in your background on your picture. Yes, on both sides, whether you want to be fit or just alone. Yeah, so great job. And we're very, very excited to be partnering with you guys down here. It's awesome. We appreciate it.
Thank you, because yeah, I truly believe that this is a good step in the right direction, and I'm also very excited that we partner with you guys because I'm 100% convinced that we've got the right partners down in the Cape Town now. So thank you.
Awesome. Have a lovely afternoon further, and then we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Aziza. Stay safe. All the best.
You too.